team that wins 50 games, that they've got some weapons in the bullpen. And you know what? They're in the same position we are. It's win or go home, in the words of Danny Fry. And you know, you gotta use all your bullets.
David, when Anderson has gotten into trouble, is there a recurring theme, or how it happens? Is it command, wildness, anything when he has?
No, I don't think I can pinpoint anything really that becomes a factor. You know, I think for Dixon the key obviously is you know, he pitches to the bottom of the zone, can pitch to contact, a lot of ground balls when he's pitching well. The breaking pitches will keep the hitters honest. He's got a split that he uses for a changeup and a breaking ball that he can use to steal some strikes early in the count. If he's getting ground balls and actually if he's creating some outs with his breaking ball to add to his fastball, that's when he's going to be that's when you know he's on.
Were you surprised he came back and didn't sign?
Well, anytime you have a kid who's drafted in that round, it can be a little surprising. I'll be honest. I think that speaks for me to the health of our program. That a kid like Dixon would come back in that round. And to be quite honest, we had Mark Canha, who was picked in the 6th round as well, who very nearly came back. And I point to those two people and those two circumstances where it was difficult for them. One did sign because it wasn't right for him, and maybe he felt that his development could further in our program. And Mark Canha, who also mentioned that he had no problem coming back. He loved his teammates, he loved the coaches, he loved the school, and if it wasn't exactly right, he had no problem coming back. And having those conversations, I felt really, that meant a lot to me, because I felt like now that's the program that we want, when kids feel like there is no problem for them to stay, that it is a win-win for them, rather than if you have a program where they feel like, boy, at my first opportunity, I need to go, and just jump at those opportunities. So
he's also a terrific student too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He's our best student and won the award here for us in the College World Series as our best student.
Now, Coach Montgomery has said of basketball there's kind of a progression. You get into the tournament, okay, great. Then you win a game, and then you can get deeper and deeper. The fact that most of the guys that have played a big part in this run, obviously except for Marcus and Chad and a few others, a lot of them are freshmen and sophomores. I mean, when you kind of step back and look at that and go, whoa, most of these kids are going to be back next year.
Yeah. I mean, we'll return, of the guys who are getting time, I think of the guys we project to play for us next year, it's probably only Andrew Knapp is the only player not getting time, with Campbell at second base, who's the heir apparent to Marcus at shortstop, and so on the field we're going to return everybody and a player at every position, and we have some guys who, Louis Lekich, who will play a big role for us. He maybe is a weekend starter next year, and then definitely with Austin Booker leaving, there's a spot in the outfield, and it looks like that would be his for sure. So there are guys who have had experience throughout the whole year.
You're talking about?
Yeah.
So he'll be a two-way guy?
Yeah. So on the field, you're right. We have a player here who will play for us at every position, and then the pitching staff. There's with Porter and Jones, obviously, and Louis on the mound, and Matt Flemmer's future is undecided. But if he were to come back, I mean, that's a huge part for us. And so you're right. The guts of this team will be back next year, which is encouraging.
How will you handle second base tomorrow?
Yeah, the same as I have always, and obviously the way that Campbell is playing makes us confident where we can make sure Tony is as healthy as he needs to be out there. But I have a lot of respect for Tony. His honesty with me really shows me how much he wants to win. Where it's not just about him being out there and, hey, let me go and see how far I can go. I asked him, honestly, I need to let you know. First, I need you to play 9 innings, Tony. You in the lineup as a DH, 9 innings for us is way better than you being in the lineup for 4 or 5 innings as a second baseman. And then if you think you can play second base with the mobility that Campbell could give us, because when he's healthy, he can. And, you know, he was okay with DHing again. So he said he would just kind of keep working towards it, and we'll just wait on it.
But if Tony plays second base, would you have Campbell as your DH against a right-hander, or would you, the way he's hitting?
The way he's hitting, it would be hard to take him out of the lineup as a DH, even right on right, because he seems really comfortable, and he's been.
You coming back, you knew that there was something special about this team. And now there indeed really is something special about this team, and you're going to get to pitch on the biggest stage that a college baseball player can ever really hope to pitch on, obviously save for the championship series. What does that mean for you personally and professionally?
Well, I think that, you know, you balance, when you get drafted, you balance the question of, you know, going back to school and signing a contract. And last year when I was at that point, you know, you look around and you see the guys around you on the team, and I love this team, and I love everybody on it. And, you know, you really can't trade for experience, right? So you sign and you miss this experience. I mean, this is invaluable. This is something you can't recreate and you can't do again. So this is an amazing moment for myself and for the team, and I'm ecstatic to be here, and I couldn't wish to be anywhere else right now.
Now the question again this year is your position in the draft slipped a little. Would you come back and make that decision again?
Well, I think I'm gonna worry about that when we're done here, to be honest. I really just want to focus on what we're doing right now.
Dixon, for people who don't know your story, why did you come back?
Well, most of it was because you know, I was a draft eligible sophomore, and the situation, I knew going into the draft that the situation had to be perfect for me to leave, because, you know, both academically, I've always valued getting a degree and pursuing my academics as just as important as athletics, and that actually really influenced me coming to Cal in the first place. Being a walk-on, I applied to schools and got into Cal first, and then talking to the coaches after